Merry Christmas, folks, here at the Den of Games. Before we continue our 7,000 subscribers special for Aubrey Scott, here are a couple of Christmas-style artwork pieces I made of ballet. Here is Tess from Disventure Camp. I made this today, and this I made, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. I think it was yesterday. This is Mira from DC Superhero Girls. Wishing you all a graceful Merry Christmas. Let's get started and play Jeopardy 2003 edition.
Hi, I'm Johnny Gilbert. Let's set things up before we... Okay, adjust the game so it's exactly the way you like. Normal game? Okay, so how many people out there? Player one, what's your name? Player one, here's your buzz-in key.
D-O-G for the
Let's get at it.
Game.
From the Sony Pictures Studios, this...
Player one, you start us off.
All right, let's do music for 200.
Inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997 was this trio, composed of Barry, Maurice, and Robin.
Player one.
It's actually Morris, but who are the Bee Gees?
Exactly.
Music for 400.
In 1960, Ray Charles had this state on his mind.
Player one.
What is Georgia?
Hey, you're correct.
Music 6.
Answer? The Daily Double. Could you make your wager, please?
This former lead singer of the Police sang the line, "I want my MTV" on Dire Straits' Money for Nothing.
Player one.
Who is Sting?
Precisely. Pick again.
Music for 800.
1997 marked the 35th anniversary of when Mick Jagger and this group first got together.
Player one.
Who are the Rolling Stones?
Hey, you're correct.
Music for 1,000.
Michael McDonald was a member of Steely Dan before joining these brothers in 1975.
Same
Player
thing with
one.
Skunk Baxter. What are the Doobie Brothers?
Precisely. Pick again.
Eggs and ham for 200.
An omelet containing ham, green peppers, and onions is named for this American city.
Player one.
What is Denver?
Definitely.
Capital City idea for 200.
In the 1920s, Norway's parliament voted to change the name of Christiania back to this.
Player one.
What is Oslo?
Precisely. Pick again.
Eggs and ham for 400.
The ham and cheese version of this egg dish is prepared in much the same manner as the Lorraine.
Player one.
What is quiche?
Hey, you're correct.
Capital City idea for 400.
Empress Taitu chose the name of this Ethiopian capital. It means new flower.
Anyone at all? This is the correct question.
Addis Ababa. Eggs and ham for 600.
The slice of ham in traditional Eggs Benedict can be replaced with this similar pork product.
Player one.
What is bacon? No.
More explicit, please.
Oh, Canadian bacon.
Player one.
What is Canadian bacon? More explicit, please.
Definitely.
I thought that was wrong, but he's told me to be more specific. A capital city idea for
Someone
600.
had the bright idea to name this city for a duke even before it became New Zealand's capital.
Player one.
What is Wellington?
Exactly.
Eggs and ham for 800.
Count on this ham, turkey, and Swiss sandwich that's dipped in beaten egg and fried to a golden brown.
Player one.
What is Monte Cristo?
Definitely.
Capital city idea for 8.
Abuja, this country's first planned city, was built in the Chukuku Hills to replace Lagos as the capital.
Player two.
What is Nigeria?
Precisely. Pick again.
Let's go for... Who was that masked man? For 200.
In 1988, Michael Crawford picked up a Tony for playing the masked title role in this musical.
Player one.
What is Phantom of the Opera?
Yes.
Capital city for 1,000.
Rawalpindi was selected as this country's interim capital while Islamabad was under construction.
Anyone at all? Take a look. Here's the
Back
right
off
response.
from this one. Eggs and ham for 1,000.
At this chain restaurant, you can order an egg and ham sandwich called Moons Over My Hammy.
Player one.
What is Denny's?
Hey, you're correct.
Who was that masked man for 400?
The title of this category comes from an oft-said phrase on this classic radio and TV show.
Player three.
What is the Lone Ranger?
Exactly.
Who was that masked man? For 600?
In films, he's donned the Riddler's mask and the title mask in The Mask.
Player one.
Who is Jim Carrey?
Yes.
Masked man for 8.
In a 1998 film, Catherine Zeta-Jones fell for and dueled with this masked man.
Player one.
What is Zorro?
Precisely. Pick again.
Who was that masked man for 1,000?
A newswire reported this singer and king of pop disguised as an Arab woman shopping in a Munich toy store.
Player one.
He also had his kids in Spider-Man masks. Who is Michael Jackson?
Yes.
Things I wish I'd said for 200.
In 1983, he said, "We at Chrysler borrow money the old-fashioned way. We pay it back."
Nobody? Player two?
Who is John Houseman?
Ooh, no, sorry.
Ooh, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Anyone at all? What we were looking for was
Lee
this.
Iacocca. Wish I'd said for 400.
Attributed to Samuel Goldwyn. Any man who goes to one of these people ought to have his head examined.
Player one.
What is psychiatrist?
Hey, you're correct.
Wish I'd said for 6.
Touch a scientist and you touch a child, said this Martian Chronicles author.
Anyone at all? What we were looking for was this.
Wish I'd said for 8.
John Buchan defined this kind of skeptic as a man who has no invisible means of support.
Player two?
What is an atheist?
Yes.
I'll try New York Times headlines for 200.
Didn't want to finish the category, coward.
The November 25th, 1963 front page read, "This man seen here shot to death in jail corridor by a Dallas citizen."
If you'll just watch this, we'll show you the clue. Player one.
Who was Lee Harvey Oswald?
Exactly.
The guy who shot John F. Kennedy. Headlines for 4.
The revelation of undreamed of splendors was reported with the 1923 opening of this Egyptian king's inner tomb.
Player one.
Who was King Tut?
Yes.
Headlines for 6.
On September 9, 1974, news fit to print included the pardon of this president and Knievel safe as rocket falls.
Player one.
Who was Richard Nixon?
Precisely. Pick again.
Headlines for 8.
The 1945 headline, "Bomber hits this New York City skyscraper," seen here, meant a plane, not a person.
If you'll just watch this, will show you the clue. Player 1.
What is the Empire State Building?
Definitely.
New York Times headlines for 1,000.
Berlin reported him missing and insane when this Nazi flies to Scotland in May 1941.
Player 2.
Who was Rudolf Hess?
Hess,
Exactly.
Rudolph Hess.
Here's the final answer on this board. P.G. Wodehouse defined it as the only one real cure for gray hair. It was invented by a Frenchman.
Player 3.
What is the guillotine?
Guillotine.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it for the Jeopardy round. Now we're going to take a quick look at the scores.
You're building up a huge lead, Player 1. Player 2, you're not too far off the lead. You're in last
I know
place,
Aubrey
Player
likes
3,
to be
but
cocky
you
with these
get to start things off
wagers.
in Double Jeopardy.
But,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's
I'm
now
not.
time.
I'd like name calling for 400.
This first name means a follower of Dionysus, appropriate in the case of Mr. Rodman.
Player 1.
what is a dentist?
Yes.
Name calling for 8.
Ironically, this first name of a famous American blind woman born in 1880 means light.
Player 1.
Who is Helen Keller?
Oh, that's incorrect.
Ah.
Anyone
Oh,
at all?
Helen.
This is the
I'm
correct
supposed
question.
to just say Helen. My bad.
A comedian's son,
Name
actor-director
calling
Albert
1200.
Brooks, was born with this relativity scientist's name.
Player 1.
What is Einstein?
Definitely.
Calling for 1600.
This author named a character in a wry 1951 novel for 1940s movie star Joan Caulfield.
Anyone at all? Player 2.
Who is George Orwell?
Good guess. But it's not what we're looking for. Is that it? Anyone? Here's what we were looking
J.D.
for.
Salinger. Name calling for 2000.
Nintendo immortalized this super first name of one of the company's landlords.
Player 1.
What is Super Mario? No.
No, sorry.
Oh, just Mario.
Is that it? Anyone?
I think I was supposed to just
Player
say
3.
Mario.
What is Marino?
Oh, regrettably,
No.
no. Anyone?
She said Marino. I was only supposed to say Mario.
What we were looking for was this.
Rockin' and a rollin' for 400.
Born in Norway, he coached the Fighting Irish.
Nobody? Player 3.
Who was Rocky Knut?
Nice try, but that is incorrect. Nobody? Player 1.
Who was Newt Rockney?
Exactly.
Rockin' and a rollin' for 8.
You might be ticked off if you catch this disease caused by the microorganism Rickettsia rickettsii.
Anyone? Player 2.
What is Rocky Mountain Lyme disease?
Nice try, but
No.
that is incorrect. Anyone at all?
What we were looking for was this.
Rockin' and rollin' for 12.
The Daily Double. Did you make your wager, please?
600.
The Stray Cats revived this kind of rock in 1982.
Player 1.
What is Rockabilly?
Exactly.
Rockin'
The LA
rollin' for
Thunderbirds could
1100.
tell
I
you
mean,
two
1600.
bruising teams on skates lap each other to score in this sport.
Player 1.
What is roller derby?
Definitely.
Rockin' and rollin' for 2000.
Sow these at breakfast, but make sure they've been hulled and steamed.
Anyone at all? Player 3.
What are rock lobsters?
Ooh.
No.
Sorry. Player 1.
What are rolled oats?
Exactly.
Let's do president's monograms for 400.
RMN.
Player 1.
Who was Richard Nixon?
Yes.
Monograms for 8.
D.D.E.
Player 1.
Who is Dwight David Eisenhower?
Exactly.
Monograms for 1200.
R.W.R.
Player 1.
Who is Ronald Reagan?
Definitely.
Monograms for 1600.
H.C.H.
Player 1.
Who is Herbert Hoover?
Exactly.
Monograms for 2.
J.K.P.
Player 1.
Who is James Knox Polk?
That's who we were looking for.
Very good. Pick again. Actors and actresses
He
for
played
400.
Rocky and Rambo.
Player 1.
Who is Sylvester Stallone?
Exactly.
Actresses for 8.
She was Scarlett O'Hara.
Is that it? Anyone? What we were looking
Vivian
for
Lee.
was this.
I was thinking Margaret something, but that's Wizard of Oz.
In Fast Times at Ridgemont High, he played the goofball named Spicoli.
Nobody? Player 2?
Who is John Belushi?
Good answer, but sorry. That's wrong. Anyone at all? This is the
Sean
correct
Penn.
question.
I think it's a Brat Pack movie.
You
Actors
could
and
call
actresses
this
for
actor
8.
Uncle Jed
For
or
1600.
Barnaby Jones.
Is that it? Anyone? What we were looking for was this.
Actresses for 2.
She was bewitching as Samantha Stevens on TV.
Nobody? Take a look. Here's the right response.
Elizabeth Montgomery. Player 2 has negative 1200. I have 22,000. Player 3 has negative 3 grand. I'm way ahead. Let's
Player 1,
do
you choose.
Telltale Heart for
This
400.
largest artery begins in the lower left chamber and gives rise to the coronary arteries.
Player 2?
What is the aorta?
Hey, you're correct.
The Telltale Heart for 800.
In 1984, in the first surgery of its kind, Baby Faye received a heart transplant from this monkey.
Is that it? Anyone? This is what we wanted.
Baboon.
The Telltale Heart for 1200.
The heart has 4 of these to regulate the flow of blood, including the mitral.
Is that it? Anyone? Take a look. Here's the right response.
The Telltale Heart for 1600.
This term for an irregular heartbeat is from the Greek for without measure.
Is that it? Anyone? Player 2?
What is atempia?
Oh,
No.
regrettably, no. Nobody? Here's what we were looking for.
Arrhythmia.
The Telltale Heart for 2000.
The atria make up the upper, smaller part of the heart, and these chambers form the lower portion.
Anyone at all? Player 1.
What is the atrium?
Good answer, but
No,
sorry.
what?
That's wrong. Is that it? Anyone? Take a look. Here's the
Ventricles.
right response.
I said what R? I didn't see the R.
Let's do the 1940s for 400.
On May 13, 1940, this Prime Minister told Britain's House of Commons, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat."
Nobody? Player 1.
Who is Churchill?
Precisely. Pick again.
1940s for 800.
Popular songs of the decade included Tennessee Waltz and Deep in the Heart of This State.
Player 1.
What is Texas?
Yes.
40s for
Things
1200.
developed rapidly after this Edwin Land camera went on sale in 1948.
Player 1.
What is Polaroid?
Exactly.
40s for 1600.
Answer? The Daily Double.
They're both out, the computer players, because I got the last daily double.
Make your wager, please.
2600.
In May 1941, the Bismarck, a battleship of this country, sank the HMS Hood.
Player 1.
It's worth a shot. What is France?
That is incorrect. Take a look.
Germany.
Here's
I was
the
in
right
the right
response.
continent.
Now to finish off the round.
On July 1st, 1946, the U.S. detonated its first atomic bomb since World War II at this swimsuit atoll.
Player 1.
What is bikini?
Definitely.
Going to the final
That's
round.
the end of the
final
double
Jeopardy with
Jeopardy round.
21,800, and players 2 and 3
Player 1,
are
you've got the
done.
lead going into Final Jeopardy. Sorry, but 2 of our players won't be joining us for Final Jeopardy. It's crunch time, folks. Final Jeopardy. I show you the category, then I give you a few seconds to think about your wager.
Inaugural addresses.
Go ahead. Make your wager.
I'm not going to bet at all. I'm just going to bet 3,200.
Here's the Final Jeopardy answer. Good luck.
In his fourth inaugural address, he told us, "Today we work and fight for total victory in war."
And he wound up dying a few weeks later. It was Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Let's see how everyone did. Your question, Player 1. Very good. What was your wager?
So we got Aubrey Scott $25,000 from this segment.
Congratulations to our winner. Player 1. Thanks for playing Jeopardy. Hope you had a good time. So long, everybody.
We'll miss you, Alex Trebek.
Hi, folks. I'm Johnny Gilbert. Let's just get a few details out of the way before we start our game.
And that wraps up segment 6. Segment 7 is coming up. Stay tuned.